Great. I'm joined by Paul Henriksen. Thanks so much for joining us. Huge win for our boys on the weekend in the NEAFL against the GWS Giants. What was the most pleasing aspect for you guys as coaches?
I think the attitude that the boys took into the game. We talk a lot about spirit and effort, but the attitude that the boys took into the game, that it was an important game to take on GWS on their home ground, and we set the day up for our senior side to a degree. But yeah, the attitude was outstanding from our players right from the start.
We had 200 more disposals to GWS overall for the game. So what does that really show to the coaches?
I think it shows that that we were prepared to work to get to the contest, to win the ball, but also to work to the outside and give the play with the ball options outside of the bubble and outside of the contest. So our work rate was really high, and I think that was a key for us, having so many possessions more than the Giants.
So in the first quarter, it was actually quite sort of tit for tat, I guess you'd say. But then in the second quarter and onwards, we really went away from it. What was the message to the players after that first quarter?
I think it was just about being consistent with the effort and the attitude. But I think our defensive work around the contest really lifted as well. I think on the weekend we had 25 more tackles than our best effort this year. I think we ended up with 69 tackles. So it wasn't just the ability to win the ball, but also pressure GWS to have them turn it over so we could win it again. And they really seemed to thrive on that, our lads. So I think that's important going forward.
You mentioned the defensive pressure. How about our backline? In Jack Frost and Matty Eagles were quite a combination on the weekend. They actually kept GWS goalless in the third quarter.
Well, I think between them they had 20 intercept possessions. I think Matt had 12 and Jack had 8. And I was talking to both of them this morning, and they're really enjoying playing footy with each other and bouncing off each other, having a strong relationship, and that's what you need in defence. And so they are really providing a strong backbone for our defensive six.
It was Jack's third game for the year. It's great to see him back on track. And how do you think he's going so far?
I think his confidence levels have really risen. It's been a progression for Jack, coming off obviously injury last year with the concussion and that, but he's been slowly building, and now we're starting to see not only his defensive aspects of his game, but his ability to actually get the ball and run and create. And I think that's when he knows that his confidence levels are getting better, and he thrives on that as well and brings that into his defensive game as well, and they feed off each other.
And in terms of attack, who do you think really stood out in the weekend? Obviously, there's a lot of guys who really put their hands up.
I think at midfield, obviously, I think there was about 5 of them, all got 30 plus possessions, and their ability to actually move and transition both from midfield to forward and rotate through those roles was really important. Roe Buick was outstanding, Clay Beams, Corey Lyons. That midfield group were excellent. And obviously you had people finishing off their work like Ryan Bastanak with 4 goals. So it really was a team performance. Have to be honest about that.
Yeah. Even though we did do quite well, there's always room for improvement, as every coach would say. What are the areas that the NEAFL team will really be working on the next few weeks?
I think that it's about the momentum of a group who are starting to grow together, and we talk a lot about that. And we have a lot of new players coming in and out of that group at the moment, and obviously for this year we have. So it's about them actually buying into what we do and actually creating belief amongst the group, and I think that's important for us, our group going forward.
The guys have the bye this week, so how did the coaching staff approach this time?
The plan will be that we'll train obviously like a normal week up until Friday. Saturday morning we'll more than likely have a fairly hefty training session. Might be game-like in some ways. So that'll be the weekend. So that'll again get the boys together who don't, or not in the AFL side, get them together. We'll have a hefty training session Saturday morning, and obviously they can come back and watch the boys on Sunday afternoon against Collingwood.
Awesome. And then the Gold Coast away the following week.
Yeah, I only played them 2 weeks ago, but that's the nature of the fixture at NEAFL this year, that the AFL sides play each other basically 4 times. So yeah, they've been a good side, and they'll be looking to test us out, and we'll be looking to test ourselves out as well.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Paul, for joining us.
No worries. Thanks very much.